Today I'm gonna do a little comparison video between two very cool chronographs, some of the best chronographs in the world, and I'm not gonna tell you which one is better, which one is which. I'm not gonna tell you which one is better because, as you know, and watches, better does not always wins. Sometimes it's about where your heart lies and what feels right for you. So today I'm gonna show you two cool chronographs. They are in here in this Mirage watch roll, and yeah, in one corner we have Breguet Type 21, and in other one, another icon is the Omega Speedmaster Professional, the Moon Watch. And I have opportunity to show you these two watches side by side, and I just wanted to do a quick comparison with you. Speedy, if you ask me, Speedy is more iconic, it's more recognizable, and also it's more cheaper. On the other side, 21 Breguet is a bargain high-end piece for mid-level cost, so it's easier to trade in and to sell in the Speedy, but Breguet level quality is different. And also, if you ask me, another thing is that everyone has a Speedy, and it's unlikely you will see another Breguet on someone in real life. On the internet, on the forums, everyone has everything, so it's a different thing. So long before having Breguet in my hand, I considered it to be my grail watch, for the reason because everyone has a Speedy, and I check out Speedy. I eventually got one, and I just love it. And Breguet, having it side by side next to a Speedy, my heart tells me that Speedy looks just better, wears better on the wrist. It wears better on the wrist, and it's more proportionate. Speaking of size, Speedy is 42 mils across the diameter. Breguet Type 21 is 42.5 across the diameter. There is a version of Breguet Type 20 which is 30, I believe 39 or 38 millimeters. I think that one is a bit better. Moment-wise, in Breguet you will find the Alemania-based chronograph, cam chronographs, not a vertical clutch, but it's the best cam lever. It's the best cam chronograph out there you will find, and it's just the way it is, and it's finished by Breguet and whatnot. In Moonwatch, this is 1861, so here you have just a normal moment. Also, you can buy a Moonwatch with 321 moment, which is better moment if you ask me. But those are some of the similarities and different things. Of course, Moonwatch has the light crystal. There is a version with sapphire, so those things are just irrelevant for me and for making this video. When you ask me, I just wanna see these two watches, how they look. So for me, when it comes to wearing these two watches, because at the end of the day, all the differences on paper are, at the end of the day, all the differences on the paper mean nothing. But when you're wearing it, it's what it's about. So for my personal experience, I have here Moonwatch on my wrist. My wrist is 7.5 inches, and it just feels perfect. And even though the Moonwatch is 42 mils across the diameter, it really wears like 40, if you ask me. But it's just my personal, I don't know, conclusion. And it's very thin compared to the Breguet. Very thin in profile and very, very super comfortable on the wrist. On the other hand, we have Breguet Type 21, and this is a bit chunkier watch. Type 20 is a bit more easier to wear, but I only have 21 to show you today, guys. So it's easier to wear. This is a chunky watch. This is a very chunky watch, and even though it looks great on the wrist, check this out. It feels more sophisticated. It has more quality, high-end finish. You just feel this is a more expensive watch, which it is. These retail significantly more than the Moon watch, and you can tell this is a Breguet. And some people will say it's on a real Breguet. I'm gonna say it's on a real Breguet, but it's just because it's not one of those high-end complications. It's just a cool watch, and comparing it side by side with the Moon watch, I have to say the Moon watch is aesthetically more pleasing to my eye than Breguet. When you take away the Moon watch from this photo, the Breguet is a top-notch watch. But when you add a competition, you can, well, at least in my eyes, the Moon watch is more attractive and looks better. So, like I said, this is not a video to decide which one is better. It's up for you. I just wanna try to tell you and give you and show you some more perspective from wearer standpoint. And as you can tell, the Breguet is very tall. It sits tall on the wrist. It's very tall watch. It's like a G-Shock tall. I have made a full video review of the Breguet and also the Moon watch, so you can check for further specs and everything else. But if you just ask me what would be my more comfier daily wearer, I would have to go with the Moon watch, because when you're wearing a Moon watch, it just feels like you have nothing on the wrist. It's so comfortable, whether it's a bracelet, whether it's a strap, and both of these watches do come on bracelets, and Breguet bracelets is better, but I think the Moon watch bracelet looks nicer. But I think both of these watches look their best on straps. So both of these are aftermarket straps, so it's fair comparison. And overall, both are great watches. However, I highly suggest you try them on. If you have a possibility, check them out side by side if you are deciding which one to get, because back in the days when I knew nothing, I know nothing right now as well, but I know a little bit about these two watches because I have them in my hands and on my wrists. I kind of wanted to add a chronograph to my collection that is Breguet Type 20, because everyone has the Moon watch and it's not that really impressive. But when you're looking at them side by side here, Moon watch is way more comfortable on the wrist, and Breguet is Breguet. So you have that also, the prestige. And if you're looking on the financial aspect of the side, Breguet is a bargain. It's a bargain. It's always been a bargain, and it's a high-end bargain for a mid-level price. And the Moon watch is also a bargain when you look at it, what it offers. It's one of the best affordable chronographs. Oh, and it's not affordable exactly, but when you take a look at the other fancy chronographs, you see that it is a very significant watch. Moon watch has the history. but Breguet also has a cool story in history. So at the end of the day, the moon watch is more iconic, has a cool story, went to the moon, has a history, but the Breguet is also has a military history. It's a Type 21 piece that was actually commissioned to be made. So this is a modern version of that Type 21, but there's also a modern version of the Moonwatch. And side by side, you can tell what a half millimeter makes difference, and also the black bezel versus the steel bezel. And Breguet is also, this Type 21 is a flyback chronograph, and Moonwatch is just a normal chronograph. Moonwatch is a manual wound chronograph, and Breguet is automatic. That's also one of the issues. So Breguet is more practical for everyday use, but I do enjoy winding my watches. However, I recognize it's not for everyone. So at the end of the day, I think you need to go somewhere in the boutique and try them both on. And if you still cannot decide after trying them both on, just listen what your heart tells you. So of course Breguet has that prestige, is more expensive, you get a high quality watch, it's better finish, it's better done, the dial is better done and better finish than the Moonwatch. In fact, the Moonwatch has like crystal feels kind of plain when you're comparing it to some other counterparts, but it has that charm of a tool watch, whereas Breguet is a tool watch, but it's more sophisticated, it's more refined, it's better finished, and it's Breguet at the end of the day. So I thought this would be a fun comparison. So do tell me guys in the comments down below, what do you think, which one would be your choice? Again, I'm telling you, Breguet was my grail watch because everyone has the Moonwatch, but right now having them both on my wrist, I find the Moonwatch more comfortable and more appealing. It's more handsome to me, so side by side. When I remove one, then the Breguet looks like $1,000,000, and but just like when you have beautiful girl and you put right next to her even nicer one, more beautiful, then you see that the other one is not that beautiful after all. So thank you for watching. I'm EDC Connor, and do tell me, what do you think?